when you become an adult, there's a next level type of expectation. All those our seniors that time they used to pack bands, they used to spend money. So I'm like, no. So my cousins expect me to have money to buy them stuff. My uncles, my aunties think I'm a big boy now, so I don't need to collect money. Bro, I need money, bro.
On this finale episode, we are joined by a returning guest and one of our day one listeners to reflect on what adulthood has looked like and how hearing from others is helping us navigate the chaos. Throughout this episode, we also hear from some of you on when this adulthood thing became real. You are listening to Life is a Skit, and this is the season finale. We have a new person here with us. So yeah, Laolu.
Hi guys. My name is Olaoluwa. What was usually introduced?
He's a fan of Life is a Skit, you can say that.
I've been following since we started this season, and I've been really impacted by the knowledge you've shared. But it's really nice to be here with you guys.
That's what we like to hear. Just to start off, this seems like a big question, but I want you guys to talk a bit about how you see adulthood now and how would you define adulthood now?
That's my definition. No, but on a serious note, I think before I used to see adulthood as like just freedom and like independence, right? And I mean, adulthood is freedom and independence, but I think more now I just think about it as responsibility and being like responsible for yourself and like possibly other people.
Yeah.
I think it's mainly the responsibility part of it that like gets me now more than the independence and freedom.
I think I can agree strongly with that. Because I think definition for me hasn't changed over the years, because many people once believe that adulthood has changed or like definition has changed because of the age we are in and the transitions. But I think when I thought about it deeply, when I've been thinking about it for some time, I realized that I think adulthood is adulthood, right? And I was speaking to my brother recently, and I told him that as an adult, basically what it means is that you now take action and you're responsible for your actions.
Yeah.
That's why I believe that's the sum total of being an adult. But now, because of the age we are in, the kind of decisions you take or the kind of influences you have are now different, if that makes sense. But at its core, for me, I feel it's just basically, like she said, is responsibility. So if you take any action, expect the repercussion. And I don't defend Sam, so it's not funny at all, but that's basically it for me.
Yeah. Laolu, the big brother. Yeah, I think you guys is the nail on the head, honestly. I think for me, it's still the independence part, but what I've been coming to terms with, you can try and run away from your responsibilities, but last,
it's catch up with you.
It's catch up with you. So, and it's never a responsibility of, you have children kind of responsibility, but like just the things that you have to do, whether it's like work stuff, finances, we cannot go too deep into it for now. But talking about your own experiences, right? Just if you could title your movie, because I know we all like movies, right? If you could title,
I think Ibitein will go first.
No, it's funny because we spent like the last 40 minutes talking about
a movie, before we started recording. But yeah, so if you could title your life right now, right? What would be the title? Like if your life was a movie right now, what would be the title?
I think for me to be Rebirth.
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 Okay.
That's actually a really good one.
The rebirth of Laolu.
I want to say something, but
or just Rebirth. I feel like living it at just Rebirth, it leaves a lot to.
Yeah, it's.
I don't want to like streamline it. Like I don't want to like now narrow it down to the rebirth of Laolu. Just Rebirth. Just it changed. Metamorphosis.
I think I don't want to say rude awakening. Because that sounds very scary. But something like that though, like I don't know how to make it sound like a movie title, but like does that like awakening, It sounds like The Shining, but
sharp awakening. Abrupt awakening.
Anyone. As far as awakening is sharp there, like
I've been looking to use the title of the podcast of Life is a Skit. Because the things I've been experiencing, maybe personally, and just things you see now in this phase.
Yeah.
It feels like
it feels like a joke. Like, where are the cameras?
Honestly. So maybe what would I call mine?
Omo can be a movie title.
Omo can be a movie title, truly.
All we can say is Omo.
Exactly.
The one moment I would really say is when my mom traveled for a while. I'm currently working in Lagos, and she was like, I want you to go home in Abeokuta to go and check on your grandma and see how she's doing. I'm like, wow, you that you don't like me traveling, now you want me to go to Abeokuta to go and check on my grandma. I'm like, that's now a responsibility for me.
Oh, I'm an adult
The
now.
moment it hits
Yeah,
you.
the moment it hits you. So I don't know if you guys would just like tell us a story or a moment when, that moment felt real for you.
I think for me, it was like moving into an apartment like by myself this year. Honestly, it's something I had been planning for a long time. But when I finally moved in, I was like, wow, like this is actually happening. Like I'm paying bills, like I'm responsible for,
Oh my God.
literally my entire life now is in my hand, right? I think that was the moment that it really hit me like, oh, like you're grown, like this is no longer a
you're now
joke.
an adult.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think as funny as it sounds for me, it will still have to be one of just this. It has to be in the littlest things. Like I'm going to my internship now as so like I've been going out more often, adult quote and unquote, and then I get to the markets or I get to the mall and the guy's like, oh, so yes sir. Or I don't know if you necessarily know what I'm saying. It's in the little things like someone calls me son, I have to look back again like
Is it me you're talking to?
is it me you're talking to? Or just having like she also said like having to actually handle bills is crazy. Even and I'm not fully independent yet. Can you imagine? But like even having to handle no matter how small you get. And I think lastly for me is just the fact that I've had to think more about what my life is going to be called in the past 2 months, 3 months than I've ever had to do in my entire life. I think that it now hits me that I think I'm actually becoming an adult because now I'm thinking, oh my God, if I don't think about this thing, nobody's going to think about it for me.
Yeah.
And life is happening so fast.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say like maybe 2 other things, right? One, like I recently bought pots and I was so excited about my pots. I think I told like 6 people, and I just got pots. And I'm like, is this what my life has become? But then I think another part, like tying into what you said was like that kind of like realization that, like the kind of life that I've been wanting, like this is actually the time to take steps towards it. Like if I sleep, I'm going to wake up and I'm 30 and
then
I haven't done all the things that.
Where am I now? Why
am I here now?
I think one common thing, since it's like a reflective episode, I think one common thing I've noticed in all the episodes since I've been listening is that a lot of people have spoken about the fact that it hit them that they started buying little things. I think the person was speaking about she had to buy, I think, toothbrush or toothpaste.
Toothpaste, yeah.
Or someone else saying pot. So a lot of people are just saying that a lot of things that you just believe appeared naturally in the house. You just knew that it was going to be there. And now you're like, now I have to buy it.
Yeah.
So I think that
like if I don't think it's not going to be done. That's what I mean.
Yes. That's really crazy.
I think honestly, the experiences are low-key the same, right? You're in charge of your life. Nobody's going to think about your life if you don't think about it for yourself.
Yeah.
But if I was to pick something else, right, I would talk about like finances.
Oh my God.
And having to handle your own finances by yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Me and Laolu, we were talking about how like your money should finish middle of the month until the end of the month, especially if you don't have like another stream of income, right?
I define remote job, guys. I'm a freelancer. I want to be a freelancer now. I'm a freelancer.
So like that's for me. I feel like this has been a character builder.
Yeah. Do you know what? Because like, let me not expose myself, but like there have been times where, let's say 2 weeks is the end of the month, I'm like flat and I'm like, God, who is going to save you
Tell
now?
me about it.
And like nobody's coming to save you.
Yes.
So even that like planning and like structuring your money.
Yeah.
And when I was back home and I was earning, right, my money was for me. Like I would go out, buy what I want to eat, buy new stuff. And it's not like I can't do those things now, but I'm just more conscious of, okay, if you buy this food now, what will you eat next
It's
week?
the consequence for that action.
Yeah.
It goes back to my definition.
This part of like, it felt real or you been trusting to it. It was like this meme I saw, right, of how your parents are kind of protective.
Yeah.
So a certain age, maybe like 18 or maybe before you enter uni or you're about to finish uni. Then once you finish like this, they just release you and throw you out into the world, right? After they've been protecting you, you've not had some of these experiences.
Yes.
So most of those things are new. And you have to actually like start figuring things out as you go like on your own. So like what has that figuring things out experience look like for you? Maybe in a particular thing, maybe it'll be like finances or jobs or your dreams, trying to rethink, okay, Nigeria can shift your dream. But like, so you have to like look at things again, maybe relationships or even like spiritually, your faith and how.
Relationships.
I know it can be contentious, but but like figuring things out, how has that been for you, like in different spaces?
I think the places that I've been figuring things out, right? The first one is kind of like job wise and just work. So I think in tech there is like a very unique
You Texas
space. Oh yeah, if you didn't, I mean, you should know. Follow me on Twitter. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, like my work experience had been like project and side gigs and all these things where there's no like formal structure, there's no corporate structure. So like entering into the corporate space like fully and just learning the ropes and like learning how to even interact in that space because nobody actually prepares you for that really.
Yes,
I mean, school can be a little bit corporate, but not in the same way. So I think that was one thing.
You have to figure out.
Yeah, I tried to figure out and then still trying to figure out. But then other than that, when it comes to like dreams and honest, like all of those things, because you have to strike the balance between like pursuing the things that you actually want to pursue and then having a stream of income. Right?
You guys go to the back.
I remember talking to someone about this.
You guys go to the back.
Especially now where you know that like things have to be done, bills have to be paid, right? I think that's a major thing. And that's why I'm like awakening. That's why I said like awakening, right?
Yeah.
Trying to understand and just like marry the both of these things together. Before I just felt like, oh, you know, grow up, do all the things you want to do, and like life just goes on from there. But like there's a lot of responsibility. So I think those are the things that I'm still trying to figure out and how to like also maintain like relationships. Because it can be very consuming, like and you tend to like just
focus on one
and enclose yourself. But that's it for me.
I think for me, I've been figuring out what exactly my life would look like. So I've usually what I do is I just input different parameters. I think I have more luxury because I'm not fully out there yet. I'm just an intern, like I said. So I just like this experience, this internship has given me an opportunity to just picture what my life would look like if I do this, if I do that, so then like she was speaking about dreams and what you actually want. So now fitting if I do this consistently for 10 years, would I be farther from the dream or closer to the dream? So for me, it's more putting the pieces together. So I'm like, okay, if I work 9 to 5 at this organization, at best be a senior staff. But then being a senior staff, is that now closer to? Do you understand? Because I feel like this 9 to 5 thing is calm. I don't think I don't see myself. I don't see myself doing it for a very long period of time. But the issue now is like I was telling someone at that time. Bills need to be paid. You need to make money.
You need to make money.
And one of the easiest ways to make money in Nigeria is still a corporate job. No matter how little it is, it gives you some form of security and some form of stability. So for me, it's just more figuring things out as regards painting pictures. I paint pictures a lot. So I'm like, okay, so if I do this, what will happen? If I do that, what will happen? And then I think lastly, also finding an anchor to my life. Because I realized that a lot of people don't have anchors for their life. Anchors in the sense that a lot of people are just living life. Not necessarily they're not successful, but like there's no purpose, nothing driving why the guy is successful, why the guy is big. So I think I'm also trying to ensure that the things I thought were my anchor were as accurate as because now coming out, trust me, I was shocked. School, like leaving school and coming out to actually the world, I was just so shocked at the difference. I'm like, this thing I believe in, is it actually strong enough to hold me for the test of time? So I think those are the things I'm trying to figure out now.
That's a very interesting, like...
Laolu be dropping
No, but for real. And I think it's so true because even like, there's no aspect. If you look at finances, right, your anchor will kind of hold you back from like, okay, these are the things that I'm willing to do. And these are lines that
I'm not willing to cross this line. Exactly, yes.
Even in relationships and like work.
I think it's like the thing about the podcast, right? When you hear other people speak about the same things, which was the idea, is that you notice that everybody's going through the same thing. And when you talk about reevaluating your dreams and looking at, can this work? Will this work? It's looking being the same thing too. And I feel there's been a kind of pitfall where it's easy to just
do what is convenient.
doing what is convenient, and you kind of lose sight of the bigger
Picture.
what you thought you could probably do. All right, so the evaluating dream part is where I'm currently at. So I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
What exactly would that look like? And relationships too. I was telling someone yesterday that in a way, like I don't even mind, but like in a way, it feels like I talk to the same people.
Yeah.
It's not boring because we always have things to talk about, but like maybe it's nice to
Mix up a little bit.
yeah mix up and talk like new people
And as per se, it's the same people, see finish your enter. So no be date. New person.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so maybe that's and it's weird. I meet new people. Maybe I never actually deepened
The relation.
yeah. So it's just like surface level. So
Yeah.
maybe with that, I'll say that's what I'm trying to figure out. So now.
Yeah. But honestly, that's not even easy because there's a lot going on. So you're like,
Simultaneously.
yeah. I
Forgetting
mean,
to reply messages.
it's easy because I know, like, let's say someone like Samuel now. I know if I don't respond to Samuel, we don't talk in a while, we'll still eventually talk.
Yeah.
Do you get? But like with new people, you know, it can be
Yeah.
sensitive on the first
Few
period of
months.
time. Yeah.
Tell me
if you're
about
not,
it.
if you're not
I'm about to
keeping
meet a
up,
few new people.
if you're not keeping up, that friendship is actually going to die down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. Yeah.
It is important.
When was the last time like you guys made a friend?
I'm really a lot of friends during my internship.
Okay.
So
Maybe
last month.
April, probably April,
Wow.
at an event, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I'm developing events.
And if I still talk to, we still talk to someone else. So I'll say from those events, I think April was the last major event
New
I went
friend.
for. Yeah, new friend I went for. With the whole adulting thing, right? New experiences will come, you having to learn some new things.
Yeah.
So what's like one useless adult skill that I've probably learned? Like something that you just taking up might seem useless.
Okay, this is so random, right? But how to price? It is useless. I will start. I'm telling you, because we are in Nigeria, like, do you
Okay.
get? So a lot of people emphasize it to me that as per if you like when you grow up now, you must be able to. If not, they will cheat you. If not, those kind of things that they told us when we were growing up. And I'm more and more. The bigger the picture I see, the more irrelevant those skills look to be. They tell me like I don't know how to enter bus from Iyalla to wherever, and I'm like, how long do I see myself actually entering bus? So,
Oh.
I like that.
but then that's just basically. So I feel it's just useless. But at the same time, I must say I don't do it or I didn't learn it. I have to learn it the hard way because now only how much did they pay me?
If you can't think of any, let me ask you this. Maybe what's one thing you're ready to make an argument for as an adult?
Or more, the plenty here, but let me have you go first.
Like random, general.
Yeah, random.
Like what?
Like a hill you're
I
ready
need to die on
down, yeah.
this thing.
I have one on serious one and a serious one.
Yeah.
So it's on serious, right? And I don't really know if it fits into this context, but let me just say it, right? Where are Nigerians rushing to? And who is out to get us? Let me explain what I mean. In every interaction that you have with a Nigerian, where there are multiple people, right? And let's say limited resources or like a limited whatever, Nigerians are always in a rush. Like they always act as though someone is trying.
It's
trying to
Yes.
calm them. Like, okay, take for example, like on the road right now, right? There's a small space. We know that if these two people move at the same time, this road is blocked for everybody. But just because one person does not want to feel like another person has cheated them, both of them will go like
At the same
head first.
time,
And
and
now
now-
we're here for 1 hour because you refuse to wait, right?
Where are you?
Or like
rushing
with
to
queuing.
actually?
Or like the boss, like, why are you rushing? Like,
Yeah.
it's not only one bus that is in Lagos. If this one gets filled up, you
Can
enter
get
another
another
bus.
one.
But no, Nigerians will rush and push and drag
That particular one.
just to enter that bus. So my question is, why are we rushing and who is trying to cheat us? Like,
I think I
we need to
understand. I
actually
think I
calm
get that.
down.
I think I get that. It's just
The other part of it is that, like, I feel like people have this mentality that, okay, I think with social media, there's this whole idea of like, cutting people off, or if this person does this thing, like, cut them off.
Yeah.
If this person does this thing, like, cut them off.
Yeah.
But I think that many of us don't realize that there are a lot of things that go into decisions that we make, like past experiences, like home bringing, ideologies. And so some people make some decisions, right, that are offensive to us. But most times we don't actually take the time to be like, where's this person actually coming from? What is informing their decision?
Yeah.
Some people are just assholes, yes, we know. But like, for the most part, right,
It's probably a
I feel,
reason.
I feel like
It's a
people
reason.
need to put more work into understanding other
Or
perspectives.
I think another one is that life is highly spiritual, sure, but everybody already knows that one, sure.
Life is spiritual, like mad.
Life is highly spiritual, sure, but I want to believe that everybody knows that. But if you don't know that, my dear, please.
No, but for real, that's where's everybody rushing to sue you.
Yeah.
That's what pisses me off.
Mhm.
Like when you see people jumping the queue.
Like,
If you could see my face right now. Nah, but like, that's that for me, yeah. Like everybody should just chill. And the thing is, you now start feeling like you're the smart ones for jumping the queue.
yeah.
You guys are on the queue, are wasting your time, you're not sharp.
Yeah.
By the way, NYC has shown me shaky with this thing.
Yeah, so, but, I mean, all being said, right? There are some situations that you're actually rushing, e.g. NYSC. Because if you don't make the right moves, you're going to sleep there. Just know that.
So is the right moves, is that what we're calling it now? The right moves.
It's right for me.
It's the right moves, to be honest. Let me just use an example. So there was once that we went for NYC, right? And we had to go back to get stamped. I and my colleague. And if we just came back and joined the line, we would have been behind like 300 people. But like we were there before and he had already gotten to the front. So do you know, I just went, I was like, we were at the front and they sent us back, you get, so that to cut that time in half, because I'm not going to wait for 300 people that will still push me and, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm not excusing you, but I'm excusing it, yeah.
I think another one should be that structures actually master. Like Nigeria is such an very, because of the way Nigeria is so chaotic. So everybody just loves no structure. Structures will save us time, save us energy, save us resources. There's no structure to transportation. There's no structure to electricity. No structure to education. So I feel like those things, when I hear those things, it just pains me. I'm like,
I'm honestly like,
see
you
that,
mentioned that structure thing. It's also one thing I'm trying to figure out is putting structure into
even in your
because I
life
want to-
personal.
Yeah, in your life
yes.
personal is very big. I think Ire has been trying to push for me to like put structure into some of the things like with the podcast and my own personal stuff and not letting it affect
Clash and-
each other.
yeah.
So that structure thing is actually really big.
The confusion that comes with becoming an adult. Things that you thought you had figured out, like when you thought that you had your life, one entire bombast plan for your life, and then all of a sudden it's like nothing makes sense again, and your life is now looking like one 5,000 piece puzzle that you only know like 2 pieces, and it's like you're starting everything afresh. You don't even know like the beginning from the end anymore.
So another point of reflection, Sha. I think if you look back a bit, Misha, I know I won't say this is not where I saw myself, but like it didn't look like this.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because of like, also knowing what it's meant to be an adult then. So it's not like, oh no, I thought I'll be a billionaire by now, but I'm not. Or, no, it's nothing like that. It's just like the whole responsibility and actually thinking about finances like this. Then this thing like that. So like if you could maybe speak to your younger self, right, about adulthood or what you're currently going through. It could be like younger self from like, let's do that.
Okay.
When you just became a teenager. Well, what do you think you would say to that person?
I think I would tell her to first and foremost, like, buy a house because houses are going to continue going up.
Okay.
No, but let me be serious. I mean, first of all, I think I would tell her to as a teenager, a lot of people are still trying to figure out who they are. So I think I would tell her to not be so worried about figuring out who you are. Like you don't even know and you can't know. But just like being present and like accepting what is currently. I don't know if that makes sense. I would also say like the things that you're interested in, like you don't have to wait. You really don't have to wait till like the conditions are perfect or right. Like just start.
This is really
Yeah, because there are a lot of things that were on my mind for the longest time to do, and I was just waiting for like the perfect time. And first of that, like a lot of time passed, and now I'm trying to go back and like build from where I was then. So I'll just be like, just start now, do it, right? The third thing is that like this fear that we have of people like maybe making fun of us or laughing at us or like looking at us weirdly when we do stuff.
No shame.
Like literally nobody cares. Like it doesn't matter. Like in secondary school, it felt like
Yeah.
everything. Like, everything we do is just so amplified.
Yeah.
Nobody cares, literally, right?
Yeah.
And the truth is that everybody that you see that started doing something like putting themselves out there, it was always like, it's always going to be cringe. But you have to be cringe to actually get into the part where you do it well, right? But like if you're stuck on, this is how people will see me, it's just going to hinder you. Like just post your video, write your story. Actually post your video. But post it, even though people show you fake love, okay, cool, fine. At the end of the day, they can't come and beat you in your house. And that's what matters. I think that would be my advice.
Yeah, I think she literally was just speaking my mind, like as if no, even if I go to answer the question, I think this is more or less because they talk past that one. you don't talk, you get. So I think basically when I was thinking back to that portion of myself, I realized that yes, those are kind of the things I believe I would have wanted to hear, that nobody actually really cares that much. Do you get? Because people you think care are also figuring out their lives.
Yeah.
In fact, when I see some of the pictures of, like, me and someone were looking through, and we saw some of the pictures of when we're at that age, I'm like, even I don't know, should I enter this? Even the cool girls, the cool boys, quote and unquote, that you think, oh my God, how these people doing it? I realize now that even they themselves were just, I don't want to say struggling, but they're also figuring out life. But because you just had this idea that, okay, you were not as cool, you were not as intelligent, probably, you were not as good or something, or like maybe because you came from like a average, just chill background, you now feel like you don't matter. So I think I would have just told him that, you know what, just actually be good. Just do, like you said, just do what you want to do. As long as you don't just go and do anything you want to do and now go on. But do what you want to do. You get what I'm saying? Do what you want to do. Like, and I think I also tell that myself, that being good actually pays off. Do you understand? It's a generation where everybody thinks being bad is cool, or being the bad kid is the cool thing. So I think I always tell myself, be good, you get? Because my dad always told me when I was growing up, right? When he dropped me out of school, he always say, be good. That was something he always said. And I think, actually, now that I'm deep in what it means, be good, be a good boy. Don't be a bad person. So if there's any secondary school student, listen to me. Being bad is not cool. Like, it's not cool. Be good.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs. Don't do hard substances.
Samuel, yeah. So yeah, for me, I would probably say like consistency. At that age, I don't know, I feel like then, even like now, I always had a lot of interests, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe somehow just pick one of those things and stick with it.
Do one thing
and just stick with
master
it.
it, then to the next
If it
thing.
was programming, imagine if I was coding since I was 13.
Yeah.
I'm not being in this state. I forgot they call Sam Alpha now.
But like, yeah, just pick one thing. Like, even then, like I said, so many interests. I was talking to another friend like last week, and we were talking about how we had this dream or whatever of starting our own comic book, right? Because we were really into comics then. And he was the artist drawing it. Probably come up with the stories. So, like, imagine if we had probably started something at least, who knows? So I'll just say, be consistent with one of those interests and just stick with it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Matters that I'm not always called on to before in the house, things like that, then they work on my input and all those things. Then the other side was entering uni and seeing what my peers were capable or have been doing, fending for themselves, working jobs, or even managing businesses thereabouts. So, and I'm like, this is actually getting real, whether I like it or not. One day, if I'm not there yet, I'll reach this phase.
So looking at the world now, looking at Nigeria, and if you look at the world, World War III, all these kinds of things, and basically how things are, right? How are you looking at the future? What are you hoping for yourself? And I can't say what you're hoping for in the world because
it's a lot of things to hope for.
The world itself is even still figuring out itself.
Yeah.
For you, what would you say you're looking forward to?
I mean, right now, if I'm being very honest, thinking like very far into the future kind of makes me anxious because I'm still trying to figure out what I really, really, really want, like Like,
mentally.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an idea of what it will look like. Like, I want to have a job that is fulfilling. I want to do stuff that I'm actually really, really interested in.
Yeah.
That's like work-wise. I want to be able to like help as many people as I can. You know, these are just the things that I know that I want in my future. But like, I don't really have like the
Like,
complete
the how.
picture of the how of like when and all these things.
Yes,
But
yes.
what I'm actually looking forward to, like maybe in the next year, is more of just like career growth, but also like working on my other interests in a way where I can actually even start monetizing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's something that I'm working towards with friendships and relationships, like just being present for like the people that I care about, that care about me. You know, I think that's just the way I'm seeing it, like how it will look. Well, not really how it will look, but like I know what I want to be there, but I don't know how I want it to be basically. Yeah.
I think for me, if I'm honest, being brutally honest, I don't necessarily think I'm seeing. You know, I was telling someone that time, say I believe Nigeria. Say I believe Nigeria for you now. But that's also the light on. But I'm truly actually, I'm not kidding. I'm leaving Nigeria. But but anyways, well, like I said, so I don't think I've necessarily figured it out at least career wise, because I'm still a lot of interest. So I'm trying to actually narrow down, okay, which of them do I want to do long term? Because I was listening to something recently, and the person was saying is that we're entering a phase where doing multiple things is actually like the next, what I'm looking for, is the next big thing. In the sense that our parents' generation, when they were growing up, they picked a niche and they stuck with it, meaning the daddy can tell you I'm an electrical engineer, and they did it for 30 years and they had a successful career in electrical engineering. But now, in our generation, I don't know if you noticed the trend where I'm an engineer by books, meaning I studied engineering, then I took a course, so I'm also an influencer. I'm a social media manager. I am a...
Is that not the dream?
And then basically, I think, so what I got from that was that it's okay to actually handle more than one thing. But the thing is now, the wisdom to going about handling it is what everybody doesn't want to go for. So I think I'm just in that space where I think for the next 1 year, 2 years, I think I just see myself actively, like, aggressively going for information, aggressively going for knowledge, so that I know that I'm equipped to now make better decisions coming next 5 years, come the next 10 years. Yeah, sure. But like I largely agree with what she said too, as regarding helping people. Yeah, everybody has a big dream. Do you get?
I think for me, right now, off the cuff, I'm going to secure the bag, and I'm serious. Like, even with the side interest and stuff, you need to finance some of them.
Yeah.
So you need to have something that brings in money. So like in the sense to like career growth, honestly, like I really want to take my stuff very seriously and learn something that at least the income is stable enough that I can now use to build out the other things. So yeah, I think from that's on future. Like,
I remember when I was much younger, because I'm the last born, when I meet my family members, I'm like, oh, I have this, they are eager to, help me out, they're eager to give me a solution. But nowadays, it's like, you'll be fine, I'm sure you sort it out, and just understanding that, wow, like, I'm not that child anymore, like, people don't see me as that child anymore.
Yeah, so just to round off and end on a lighter note, so like if you could outsource one current part of
God, I already
if you could outsource one current part of adulthood, what would it be?
Laundry. Oh my God.
But I think that's already outsourced, isn't it? You can only be a laundryman, innit?
Well, yeah, but then you're also considering the finances part of it. Like every time I want to do that, more of like, like, let me just watch this thing because like I don't want to spend money doing things like, okay, because I live alone, right? I don't have a washing machine. At least back at home, like, that problem was solved. Yeah. But now, like, it's something I have to actively think about. I'm like, this does not contribute to my life. It does not help me. Like, yeah, having clean clothes is good, but why should I dedicate 2 hours to get that? Like,
I honestly
laundry.
Laundry can be very annoying. What's your name? Maybe yours will help me with your
that's actually, I mean, sometimes I enjoy it, but for the convenience of just having cooked food. Yeah.
Yeah. Having cooked food. There's nothing like having cooked food. You come back and you just have food.
So yeah, my house is cooking, man. And it's not like I think I'll go with you should know how to cook, but like,
Yeah.
nah, if you could have that option, yeah.
I can't think of anything I'll outsource. I think I'll just outsource laundry too. Because I think I'd rather cook than do my laundry. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hands down
Outsource
every day. In fact, I can even cook for the other person if the person do my laundry for me.
Someone wouldn't do that.
I'm not sure.
Someone wouldn't do that.
No, okay, I'll probably rather, because I don't like, my hands now start getting,
Yeah.
no, I'd rather cook, chef.
I just want to say a special thank you for everyone that has been listening to all of the episodes of Life is a Skit. I know I have had, I have had
fun.
I have had fun listening to like all of the episodes, and I think like it's just good to have a space where we can talk about stuff like this.
Yeah.
This has been Ibitein Iyalla.
This has been Laolu.
And this has been Samuel. Thank you for listening to Life is a Skit. See you next season.
Woo!